Hey everybody, Economic Ninja here. Let's talk about tourist areas and economics. Hey everybody, Economic Ninja here. So last night I wanted to put some film down in Monterey. I'm in Monterey, California. I'm actually down at the wharf right now. A really public, very popular spot for the public to come and enjoy the harbor next door, to be able to see all of the boats. There's a lot of whale watching excursions, all kinds of things down here. But down behind me, you can see all of the restaurants that everybody frequents. And last night, and we'll show a clip right here, there was a lot of people last night. Totally packed, like 6 o'clock at night. So you can see why I didn't want to film, because there'd be a lot of distractions. But it's interesting. The reason why I'm here is because in 2019, 2018, me and my wife actually came down and checked this out. We came down here in 2019, 18, around that area, and things weren't so hot in the economy. I was starting to get a little leery. There was a lot less spending going on in the nation. And when we were down here, again, there was not as much activity as what we saw last night. Now, last night is attributed to a couple of different factors, obviously. The economy's opening back up. People are super excited just to get out and feel normal. People aren't wearing masks. That's pretty exciting. The problem is there's definitely a false sense of security. With all the money that's been printed in the last X amount of months, it's pretty shocking to be able to say, to the least, that things are getting a little bit more interesting. So we came down for a dinner. We wanted to go a little big, enjoy ourselves. And we did notice, obviously, the food prices are increasing. Wherever you are in restaurants, food prices are increasing. I did go to a couple restaurants where I saw signs where we're understaffed. Please bear with us. And it totally makes sense. The interesting thing that I find is that people walking around have no idea of the amount of money that was printed literally in the last 12 months. We're now sitting at almost about $1 trillion a month that we're printing, and people don't understand the ramifications of that. It's like what we were talking about with lumber months and months ago. As lumber started to go up, people didn't understand why. They didn't understand how lumber futures affect the lumber prices. A lot of people don't understand how gasoline futures and oil prices affect gas prices, along with taxes. So in the same sense, people don't understand how monetary policy affects the price of goods. And in this case, the Federal Reserve is printing insane amounts of money with the government's approval. And I want to stress that. People don't understand that the Federal Reserve needs government approval to print extra money. There's a difference between Fed monetary policy messing around with interest rates that affect the velocity of money and how it's valued as far as because of how fast it moves around the economy, and straight up printing money, stimulus. The Federal Reserve goes to the government because the government has to sign a loan, essentially, that says, yes, print another $1 trillion, and the Fed goes, okay, we're gonna do it, but you owe it back to us with interest. So people are walking around these areas, and I wanted to come to a really popular place where people just want to get out. And yes, they're seeing increased prices, but right now they're sort of blowing them off. But what I believe is in the next few months, they're not going to be blowing off these high prices, because they're going to get higher and higher, because as the money velocity is picking up and that all that printed money is starting to hit the streets, we're going to see inflation, especially in food, just at a pace that most people won't even believe. And I think that's drastically going to change the way people spend their money. Now, sorry, I had to cut a couple clips out of this because there's people walking by and people driving by. And quite frankly, guys, it's the hardest thing ever to talk into a camera when someone's sitting there staring at you. I'm trying to learn this as I go. But that's why I wanted to come out here this morning, while obviously you can see this is, totally dead. It's a little past 6 o'clock. Yeah, 6:30 this morning. While it's quiet and mellow. But to be honest with you guys, it's also pretty symbolic. What I'm seeing behind me, and it's hard to believe. Last time I was here in between 2018 and 2019, I came here with my wife for dinner, and I'm not kidding. I walked down this street at 6 p.m. at night to go and find a restaurant, and it was this barren. There was only about 3 or 4 people walking this entire alley with all of these restaurants, whereas opposed to last night, you saw it completely exploding with people. See, the thing is, and I would walk down this alley, and it's pretty interesting. If you've ever been down to Mexico, where all the merchants are trying to get your attention and, you know, got stuff in your face, that's literally how it was down here. All of the managers of the restaurants were standing out front and like, come in, check this out. And they'd have food. They would show you a plate of food, and you're going, this is Monterey, California. I mean, I literally felt like I was down in Mexico. And they were just trying to really push their goods. We went into the restaurant, sat down, and I had to ask the server, I said, is it always like this? And they said, as a matter of fact, it used to be way worse, and the city had to get involved and say, you need to stop doing that. It was getting really bad to where people would almost touch the person by the arm and go, come, trying to lead them into their restaurant because they were so starved for business. Now that was back in 2018, 2019, before all of this stuff happened and the interbank lending rate spiked. There was issues. People don't remember that. It's like they don't remember what happened in 2015 with lumber prices and steel prices, the futures, doubling, which actually increased the price of real goods almost by double, and then it came smashing down. So I wanted to show you this and give you some analogies, and we got some more people coming, so I'm gonna stop here. The Economic Ninja is out.